Today we're doing a map tour of Louisville, Colorado on the map. Welcome back to Unlocking Northern Colorado, from Denver to Fort Collins and everywhere in the Northern Front Range. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Jake, and if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the future, there's information linked below the video. So here's Louisville, Colorado on the map. Location-wise, it's located to the east of Boulder and the west of Lafayette, and to the northeast of Superior, and it's located north of Broomfield and Denver, not too far outside of the Denver metro, and located well within the Boulder metro, and located to the south of Longmont and Fort Collins further to the north. So that's where Louisville is located. Taking a closer look at Louisville, you have the historic old downtown area along Pine Street and running along Front Street and Walnut Street, Spruce Street, as well as Main Street as well. So this is your old downtown Louisville hub. There's a lot of different restaurants, there's the library, there's also the Steinbaugh Pavilion where a lot of events and different things happen. And then along Front Street, you also have farmer markets in the summer, you have the baseball field. So this is pretty much the major hub for Louisville, with quite a bit to do in that area. And then zooming further out, there are some different restaurants, grocery stores up to the north. And then there's also the other hub of Louisville going closer over towards Superior, which is some of the newer areas in Louisville that have different movie theaters, shopping, dining, quite a bit over that way. And then as you go towards the south part of Louisville, you have Flatirons Crossing, which is really not too far from most of Louisville. That's technically located within Broomfield, but it runs pretty much right next to the south part of Louisville. So as far as the three hubs in Louisville, they're kind of spread out throughout the entire region of the community. You have the historic old downtown, and then when you go to the west, you have the areas that are newer, with a lot of different shops and still a lot of things to do. And that, of course, is closer towards Boulder. And then in the south, you have Flatirons Crossing, which is a really nice shopping mall area. It's a pretty big shopping mall, and it is being currently constructed on. But those are the major hubs. And of course, you're a close drive to Boulder. Looking at drive times now, if you go during a somewhat busy traffic time of day, you're looking at about an 18 to 30 minute drive to Boulder. And that, of course, also depends on what part of Louisville you're coming from and what part of Boulder you're going to. But generally, it's a pretty reasonable, quick drive going to Boulder. And then to Denver, it's about a 30 to 45 minute drive, even in the busier part of the day, which is a pretty reasonable drive. It's still kind of on the edge of that Denver metro area. If you're coming back from the airport in the morning, you're looking at about a 40-minute to an hour drive, which isn't too bad going to the airport. It's not something necessarily most people do every single day. If you're going towards the airport in the morning, again, it's about a 40 to 50-minute drive, can be less going towards the airport in the morning. And of course, that can vary depending on the time of day. But even in a somewhat busy time of day, not the worst drive to the airport either. It's pretty well centrally located, very short drive to Boulder, very reasonable drive to Denver, and as well as the airport. But of course, depends on how much rush hour traffic it is and what time you go. But still decently centrally located for the Northern Colorado region. And then looking at what's currently for sale and looking at the map, when you look at the higher price points at $1 million or higher, you're seeing a lot more options pretty spread out through northern Louisville, with a few options over by the golf course on the south part of Louisville. And then if you're looking to stay under $800,000, still more options pretty spread out through northern Louisville, but more over towards the east side, more towards the historic downtown Louisville area. But then there are a few more options more in the middle part of Louisville. But that gives you kind of a quick idea of where prices are just at a quick glance. There are more options above $1 million as opposed to below 800,000 for sale right now, at least. And most of the options are on the higher side unless you're looking at condos and townhomes. Then there's a few options more around the $400,000 price point. That gives you kind of a quick idea. I can't really show a closer look as far as what there is specifically on here, but if you are interested in taking a closer look, I'd be happy to go over things and look at some of the different options and go over what might work for you. If you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in the northern Colorado Front Range, there's information linked below. That's all for this map tour for Louisville, Colorado. Now watch the market report for Louisville, Colorado on the screen now.